What's going on, everybody? We have another amazing day in the silver markets and precious markets today. Silver hit an all time high of $89.21 in the earlier trading day, guys. Today is January 13th, and we almost hit that $90 mark. Gold, on the other hand, let's go over to gold. Hit a high of 46.44 today. As we can see right here on our beautiful 4-hour chart, we had that big dip right here from 45.82 all the way down to 42.82, but we climbed all the way back up to 46.44. Gold is just showing its resilience in the market right now, especially with all the uncertainty going on. Silver breaking out of this bull pennant, hit a resistance down at 83, shot back up. Now we did have two red 4-hour candles, and then we went back up again, guys. So this could be forming another pennant of its own, kind of right here in this area. Let me draw a short-term trend line. We're gonna go from here, yeah, about here. We're gonna climb it up to there. And we'll put this one. I like my blues. I like my blue right there. And then we'll draw one right here. Starting about right here. So I want to see right here where this takes us. Let me make that shorter. Delete that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Take it from there. Work it right there. Okay, so that's gonna be our next one we're gonna watch for. Now, guys, you guys, I beat the heck out of this, but hey, we got some gaps. We got some gaps. We know what happens with the gaps, guys. They get filled at some point or another. We're going right here, right at 79.83. We had a gap on the open right there, and then we go all the way back right here to January 11th on that open, or on the 4th, my apologies. On the 4th right here, we had one at 72.29. That's the bigger one that I'm looking for. That's the only thing that kind of scares me at the moment, is going to be that, we're over $16 up from that one moment in time. Imagine that, when you could get silver for 72. Now it's at 88, 88.36. And so we're looking at filling this pennant right here. See where it takes us. I mean, what do I know, right? I think it could go all the way to the 16th. And so that would be about 3 days. Today is Tuesday, so that would be Wednesday's the 14th, Thursday is the 15th, and Friday is the 16th. All right, so Friday's price action, I think is going to be personally insane. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. All right, let's go back to our 5-minute chart right here. Let me take you guys live to this Kitco price that we have right here. Let's refresh this guy. Kitco has it live right now as we're speaking, January 13th at 8:10 New York time. New York, over in New York, baby. It's 88.36. We go over here to JM Bullion. Their current pricing. Oh yeah, I was checking this out, guys. $110 for a Silver Eagle. $110 on SD Bullion. They have it for the same. 110. I mean, what are we seeing right now? What are we seeing? 1 ounce silver round premiums, 97.23. Spot price on SD Bullion right now is 89.35. So you're paying an $8 premium. $7.90 let's see, $7.88 is what you're paying right now over spot price with shipping. If you're not purchasing over $100 or $200, which, not a financial advisor, but if you're going to be buying at this rate, at this level in the market, I mean, why wouldn't you be buying at least 200? Get that free shipping, because if not, you're going to be paying at least $10 in shipping. And guys, if you don't know what a check or a wire is, you should know what a wire is. But an e-check is like ACH. You enter in your bank account, enter in your routing, and then you pay that way, which I highly recommend that versus paying with card or PayPal. And then Bitcoin's on the rise as well too right now. Bitcoin shot up today to 95,407, which is pretty absurd. Got all the way up to 96. If we go back to this 4 hour chart, we are still way low, but it broke out of this little channel that it was in right here, right from really mid-November. Yeah, about mid-November it entered it, and it just broke out, which I mean, that's 2 months. Pretty crazy for Bitcoin. Bitcoin usually has bigger swings than that. It's usually a little bit more decisive on where it wants to go to the upside or downside. But guys, today we're talking about silver. We're not talking about Bitcoin. All right, guys. Gold and silver just hit new all-time highs today. And so that, my guys, is phenomenal news for us. Um, yeah, silver going above $89. And so what guys, what do you think's driving this? There are a few key market forces today. I got my notes pulled up right here. Let's go over them. There's some geopolitical risk and macro uncertainty. Heightened tensions around the world, including tariff actions and political pressures on central banks like the Fed, are pushing investors toward non yielding hard assets. Um, there's a probe going into the federal government right now against Jerome Powell that we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see if the Supreme Court rules Trump's tariffs legal or illegal. So, what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to be legal or illegal? Drop a comment below. I'm interested to see what you guys are thinking on that. Number two, have safe haven flows. With doubts over central banks' independence and a weaker US dollar, gold and silver are getting big capital inflows from traditional hedge players. So, guys, that's nothing new. As you know, we see some things going on with Iran right now, with them trying to overthrow their government, with the whole Venezuela thing that just happened. We kind of still see some, and then I mean, just our uncertainty in our own US dollar. People are seeing the rise in the silver, they're seeing the rise in the gold, and hey, they don't want to miss out. I mean, can you blame them? Can you blame them for not wanting to miss out? So, last thing I have right here is silver's dual nature. Silver is not just a hedge, it is also industrial, used in tech, solar, EVs, and more. That means even speculative upside has some fundamentals underneath it. All these pieces combined explain why both metals aren't just climbing, they're rewriting the price in history books. So, guys, that's good news for the stackers. Going on to the next thing I have up over here in my notes are some risks and potential headwinds. Now, let's balance it with some real risks. Profit taking pressures. When metals run this hard, traders often look to lock in gains. We've already seen this in gold ease slightly from yesterday's peak. Volatility remains high. Silver, especially, can zig when the rest of the market is zagging. So, because of that, it responds to both investment demand and industrial demand. So, guys, don't be scared if we do see a dip right here in the market. It's going to be nothing new under the sun for us. We've seen, I mean, remember right here, whenever we were in that $70 to $82 channel, right? Everyone said, "Oh, it's going down. Oh, it's going down. It's over. You had fun. You should have sold when you could have, but now it's going down." They said it was over. They're calling it timber. They said, "Timber it goes, baby." Well, hey, we broke up and we ain't looking back. Hopefully we don't look back. I know we got these gaps and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but hopefully I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. Trust me. I want to be wrong. I'm just real. I keep it how I call it how I see it. I see a couple gaps and I say, hey, that needs to get filled. Whether it's on the futures market or whether it's with one of my favorite stocks I like to day trade. If I see a gap, I'm usually calling it either a put or a call on that side, because 100% of the time they get filled. You can look at any chart that you want in the history of the history books in the market and they get filled. So I have a question for you guys. Have you started stacking more aggressively after these highs? Or are you taking profits? Let's talk about it in the comments, guys. One thing that I'm doing right now, and I haven't had much luck as of this past week, but if you guys follow this channel, I'm a big silver trader. I like to trade for what's popular, what's not popular, where are the premiums. I'm a big premium watcher. Right now, Silver Eagles are trading for a little over right at $100 on some of these websites. Let's go over to JM Bullion. Let's see, our Silver Eagle is $100, 99.84. compared to a generic 1 ounce round right here. We have it at 97. So that's a $3 difference right there. Um, as we look at that right now, you can, if you have Silver Eagles, it is an opportunity to, okay, let's say you have 10 Silver Eagles. I mean, who's to say you can't go in right now and trade that for 10 generics and one Morgan and Peace Dollar? That's 10.7 ounces compared to your 10 ounces. So you are locking in a little bit more. And once those premiums on those Silver Eagles go down, you're still going to be holding more silver when it's all said and done. One thing that I do like to try to test out is I'll go over to silver. Here we go, 90% silver. Uh, oh, they don't have my mortgages and pieces on here. Where they at? We'll go with the halves. So 90% and half, look at that. They're all out of stock. Everyone's out of stock. There's no more. They're not taking them because refineries aren't taking them. They're not being sold by the big guys to the little guys. And so that's one thing that I'm looking at right now, guys. They don't even have them. So let me ask you this. What's the price of something that you don't have? If you don't have anything, what are you going to price it at? Answer that question for me. You can't. So that's one trade that I have right now in the books too. Kind of like to keep that one hidden. Basically, you're going in and what do we hit here on this 1 minute? On the 1 minute chart. Let's go to the 5 minute. There we go. Oh, we hit a little bull right here. A little run up to 88.97. Our all-time high is 89.21. So guys, are we about to hit a new all-time high live right here on the stream? Are we 89.21? We're at 88.99, almost at $89. Let's go over to our 1 hour chart right here. We're gonna open this up. Okay, hold on, stay with me. Stay with me. Okay, guys, yeah, we're looking to hit that right there. Looking to hit that at 89.21 for a gram. That's $2.86 for a kilo. That's $2,861. And for an ounce, we're at 88.99. JM's calling it. JM's calling it 89.72. We'll go right back here. Okay, guys, so that's kind of what I've been up to here lately. I did take some of another thing that I like to work on too is taking rounds, the good rounds, the buffaloes, the ones that are recognizable. And whenever I go to dealers, I like to see where their heads at, and if they're in a good spot, if they're in a spot where like, hey, I'll do a couple trades for you. I like you, man. They may like me, right? They may like that I'm hustling out here. I'm trying to make a dollar out of a dime. And so what they'll do is, I'll trade a round for a silver ounce, and I'll say, hey, I'm trading you an ounce for an ounce. Let's do a $5 premium on top of that. Right? These are ounces that I've had stacked, and I'm now trading them in for a silver eagle, only paying a $5 premium. When you go to some of these places, they have them at $10 to $15 premiums because I know these silver eagles are going to continue to keep going up. Same thing with the constitutional 90%. If you can get your hands on some Morgan and some Peace dollars, guys, at some point everything's going to balance out a little bit, and those premiums are going to skyrocket because guess what they're doing? They're melting them. They're melting them all down. So there's going to be even less and less and less of them. And for my numismatic guys, hold on tight, because one thing that I had two, not one, but two, and we didn't talk a lot, but we did talk a little bit about it, is these numismatics. Right now, their value hasn't been going up because everyone's been getting into silver. Everyone's just kind of finding out about it. But hey, he brought up a great point. He said, what do you think is going to happen whenever enough people start getting into the numismatics and silver? Numismatics are going to go up. They're going to go up. So it's just a matter of time. So if you do have some numismatics, I've offloaded a little bit of silver, and I've traded for a couple myself. The one I'm looking at right now is an 1882. Oh, this is my first one, guys. My first one. I'm so excited about it. I have a Carson City 1882 Morgan dollar. That's right, Carson City, a CC. I mean, it's got some beautiful toning on it, beautiful color. Um, Gray Sheet right now has it right around 320 to 350. And I traded 4 ounces of silver. So let me know in the comments. Would you have traded 4 ounces of silver in today's pricing? Which, keep in mind, if you're selling silver, you're going to get anywhere from $3 to $10 back of spot, right? And so even if silver's sitting at 88, look at that lucky numbers right there. 88, that's how I know it's a good trade. When I look up at the screen and it says 88. And we'll take that and say, let's say the guy's 5 back a spot, so that's $83. Multiply that by 4, that's 320, and then 80 is times 4 is 320. 83, you add the 3 times 4 is 12. So I paid about $332 for this beautiful, beautiful Morgan dollar from Carson City. I was honestly, I got hot in the moment. I ain't gonna lie. I can't lie. I got caught up in the moment, and he was already making some good deals with me. We were trading some buffaloes for some silver eagles. He was taking some of my buffaloes and trading them in for just junk Morgan dollars and peace dollars. And so he was already kind of giving me a deal, and I got a little in the moment, and I traded for this beautiful Carson City, which I love. I just can't stop looking at it. I've never had a Carson City, so this is my first one. I'm super ecstatic about it. And I do believe that those are going to hold their value. And that's another thing. It's like even if silver dips down, let's just say something drastic happens and silver goes all the way down to $60, $70, $80, 70, 60, 50, 40. It goes down 50%. Guess what? This numismatic is going to hold its value. It's going to hold. Maybe it goes from, 330, 350 to 300, right? But the drop isn't going to be as heavy. So that's another thing I'm interested to hear you guys' opinion on. Do you think it's a good time to start maybe trading some silver for some solid numismatics that no matter what the price of silver is, they're going to hold their value? Because we've seen silver go so high. Whenever silver started this climb, the numismatics were already priced. And now that it's gone, silver has shot up, numismatics really haven't changed that much. They've kind of held their value as to where they are. So if silver goes down, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to hold their value even more. And so, is this a good time to maybe trade in for some more rare, maybe some Morgan dollars, maybe some older ones, some key dates? What do you guys think? If you could find a good deal on a numismatic, would you trade your silver in for it? I would like to hear. I would like to hear what you guys are thinking. But hey, quick check in. If this breakdown is giving you useful context to the markets, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Daily context like this keeps you ahead of the narrative, not behind it, guys. I try to keep it real with you guys. Every subscriber helps. Every like helps. I do my best, and so I do my best to help you do your best, because there's a lot of news, there's a lot of numbers being thrown around right now, and so I just want to kind of help you out. So here's what I'm looking for in the next few days: getting back to my notes, get back on track, Daily Stacker, get back on track, Daily Stacker. Here we go. The U.S. core CPI and jobs data, which could shift inflation expectations, the U.S. dollar and bond yields, because metals often rally when the dollar weakens. Any new geopolitical headlines that could spark safe haven flows again. These are catalysts that could extend or reverse current moves. So here's my takeaway from all of this, guys. New all-time highs don't automatically mean sell. They mean demand is strong and psychologically it's shifting. But discipline is key. Stack consistently, understand premiums, and know that volatility is part of the territory, especially at historic price levels. Guys, leave some comments down there if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them. If you have any topics, if I said anything where you're like, hey, Frank, I don't think you're right on that one. I don't think that one's right. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. As always, guys, thanks for watching the Daily Stack Report, where we break down precious metals with real context, no hype. Subscribe. Comment your strategy below, and I'll see you tomorrow with more gold and silver analysis. Peace out.